Oh, hey everybody, what's going on? You're here just a little bit early. That's all right. You probably realize that Pwamps Place is decorated just a little bit differently today, and that is in honor of the legendary actress who we lost earlier this week, Diane Keaton, at the age of 79. And I tell you what an actress she was. When I first saw Diane Keaton in action a long while ago, it was with Something's Gotta Give. It was a movie that immediately captured my attention, and we'll talk about that in a second. Her career has spanned decades, okay, in the world of the entertainment industry. She's a legend of the craft. Obviously, her Oscar-winning performance in Annie Hall stands out. Her phenomenal role in The Godfather Part 1, Godfather Part 2. But you put those to the side, you look at the other movies that Diane Keaton was in. You had Love the Coopers, The Family Stone, The Lonely Wives Club, Book Club Part 1, Book Club Part 2. Then you've got these two. You've got other movies in there too. Diane Keaton was fantastic. I first saw Something's Gotta Give, and there are so many scenes in this movie that people talk about. Obviously, you've got where she's sobbing because Harry won't commit, he can't get with her. There's so many great moments in Something's Gotta Give. I mean, Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton. One thing Diane Keaton that I thought she did so well in most of her roles, in all of her roles, the chemistry that she had with her fellow actors, off the charts. The chemistry she had with Jack Nicholson. That's why the poster says Jack and Diane. Okay, just like the John Cougar Mellencamp song, Jack and Diane, obviously, but the chemistry she had with Jack Nicholson, the chemistry that she had with, how about Steve Martin, the chemistry she had with Al Pacino. She had unbelievable chemistry. She brought out the best in all of her other castmates. That was Diane Keaton. My favorite scene from Something's Gotta Give has to be the scene where Harry has chased her out of the restaurant. He calls her, says, "Will you slow down? Do you want to kill me?" She gets up, they have a conversation. It's outside, it's in New York City. She's been having a dinner with her ex-husband, his new girlfriend, and her daughter Marin. She sees Jack Nicholson at the restaurant with this younger girl. She can't take it. She's in love with Jack Nicholson, with Harry. She leaves, he chases her out, and they have this great conversation. She's hailing for a taxi. She's saying that she's fallen in love with him. And all of a sudden, it gets to this big moment. She's just laid out all of her feelings. And Jack Nicholson says, "Erica, I don't know how to be a boyfriend." And she goes, "That's all you have to say is that you don't know how to be a boyfriend?" And she turns, gets in the taxi and goes, "Oh my God," and then walks away. It is such a great scene, but it's a scene that's filled with drama. And there's also a little comedy just because of that back and forth banter between Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. Father of the Bride's the same way. The chemistry she has with Steve Martin. There are so many great scenes. She plays the role of Nina, who is Steve Martin's wife, in this movie. It's excellent. Diane Keaton. How about this? Fashion icon. Everybody was waiting to see what she'd always wear, whether it was to a red carpet, whether it was to a premiere, heck, whether it was to Disney. She loved Disney. She was a model in the fashion world. And it showed. Diane Keaton. How about this? Big shout out to AMC, by the way. They're one of the only companies I know that this week, starting today actually, they are showing Something's Gotta Give, and they're showing Annie Hall in theaters. I think this is a great thing to kind of pay tribute to Diane Keaton. It's great that AMC is doing it. I hope other companies, other people start doing this at their theaters too, because as I've said, folks, she was one of a kind. Diane Keaton was absolutely unbelievable. She brought out the best in everyone else when she was on screen. She just captured you from the moment she appeared on screen. You wanted to see what Diane Keaton was doing. We've lost Diane Keaton at the age of 79. I'll miss her. And I tell you what, I have seen this poster so often because my mom actually has this in her bedroom up on her wall as a canvas. So love Something's Gotta Give. Love Father of the Bride. Diane Keaton, trailblazer, absolutely fantastic actress who is gone at 79. Dennis just gave me the signal that the table is ready. So I'll see you guys there in just a second, but let's get to it. See you then.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Hey, are you ready? It's time. your host, Pwamps.
All right, everybody, we just got seated at the table, and I also wanted to say one other thing. Diane Keaton, she had so many tributes this past week come out from everyone whose lives she touched and impacted. Al Pacino, who he was in The Godfather with Diane Keaton, he played Michael Corleone. He said she was just his partner. She was his partner, and she changed the trajectory of his life. Nancy Meyer, she called Diane Keaton her sister. She cannot believe Diane Keaton is gone. She's in total mourning. It crushed her. She put out a nice little statement that was really nice. I almost shed a little tear on that one just because how close the two of them were, and she said just changed her career, is what Nancy Meyer said about Diane Keaton. Then you have Steve Martin from Father of the Bride, who was in 2 movies with her. He said at his Vegas show with Martin Short in Vegas that they did a little toast. They raised a glass to her. Steve said some really nice things. And you just have people from all around the industry that are in total mourning of Diane Keaton's passing. It really stings. Like we said just a couple seconds ago, we lost a good one, folks. She was a phenomenal actress. She had so many great roles, and people are still mourning. They're grieving, and Diane Keaton, she will be missed. It'll be tough. She was one of a kind. Diane Keaton, folks, she'll be missed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to take a look at what is now playing in a theater near you. Here we go. Will you answer the phone? The Black Phone 2. It is in theaters today. Today is Friday, October 17th. It has been a couple of years now since the original Black Phone hit our screens. Well, I should say creepily walked onto our screens. And I tell you what, we've got a great little follow-up to the original Black Phone. Ethan Hawke is back once again as the grabber. Mason Thames is back as Finney. And guess what? Madeleine McGraw, who I thought stole every scene she was in Black Phone 1, she is back as Finney's little sister, Gwen. Now, I'm going to keep this really brief. This is one of those movies I want you to just go in and see it. So, the grabber, he's now kind of like a Freddy Krueger version of the grabber. Ethan Hawke, again, is so great in this movie. It's really, him playing the grabber is one of the best roles of his career. I'm not kidding. Mason Thames, obviously, he was in How to Train Your Dragon, the live-action remake from DreamWorks earlier this summer, and he played Hiccup. He did a great job of it. And now we've got Madeleine McGraw back as Gwen. I tell you what, once again, she's outstanding. You cannot take your eyes off of her when she is on the screen. How does this go? Well, Finney is really struggling. Ever since he's gotten rescued from being kidnapped by the grabber, he's really struggled, and he's away from his family. We've got Gwen. She still has her psychic powers. She starts having nightmares, starts having her visions that the grabber is back. The phone starts ringing. She has three people that she starts seeing are in some real danger at a camp called Alpine Hill. Things are getting really intense. If you saw the first Black Phone, you know the grabber he's a magician in disguise who kidnaps kids. Obviously, he takes Finney, and you have an hour and 30-minute ride to see how that unfolds. It's excellent. And guess what? Black Phone 2, it does everything the first one does. It gives you that full-on punch. There's dread. There's senses of fear. There's senses of a little bit of discomfort. It's a lot. Ethan Hawke's outstanding. Madeleine McGraw is great. Mason Thames is excellent. Big week for Mason Thames, actually. He's got the new movie Regretting You. That's with Allison Williams. That's with Dave Franco. That's with McKenna Grace. That all comes out next week, so he's feeling great right now. Black Phone 2. It's in theaters now. It's only sitting around 75% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I implore you, don't look at the critic score for Rotten Tomatoes. Go see Black Phone 2. It is a worthy follow-up to the original Black Phone. Go check it out. I love this movie, folks. Go see The Black Phone 2. But now, let's turn our attention to what's coming soon. We kind of highlighted that with Regretting You. Now, let's take a look at what's coming soon, though, in just a little while. All right, everyone, we are hopping in the DeLorean and we are going back in time to July 3rd, 1985. That's right. It has been 40 years since Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg gave us Back to the Future. Oh my goodness. It's finally time. The 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. It hits theaters. Halloween is when they're doing the release of Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox at his best as Marty McFly, Christopher Lloyd as Dr. Emmett Brown, Leah Thompson as Lorraine Baines, then you've got Crispin Glover as George McFly, Tom Wilson as Biff Tannen. This is a phenomenal movie. It's a classic. It's one of the best movies of all time. People of all generations love Back to the Future. It comes back to theaters Halloween, folks. This is one you're going to want to see. Everyone knows the story of Marty McFly, who goes back in time, all the way back to the 50s. Sees his mom, sees his dad. Things start going a little crazy. He's got to save them, get them together, and make sure that he will exist in his current time period. Back to the Future. Back in theaters, October 31st. You don't want to miss it. It's back, and guess what? It's better than ever. It's in Dolby Cinema. It's in IMAX. It's in D-Box. It's in 4DX. It's got everything, folks. Back to the Future, coming at you October 31st. It will be fun, and I'm strapping into the DeLorean because it's go time. Here we go. All right, everybody. So we went back in time to 1985. We got to now go back to 1935. April 22nd, 1935 to be exact. That is when The Bride of Frankenstein graced our theater screens. Oh my goodness, 1935. That is, folks, 9 years. I would be 100 years old. That's crazy. Holy crud. Oh my gosh. Wow. Bride of Frankenstein. What a movie this was. Obviously, it follows the original Frankenstein, which made Boris Karloff infamous. This is an unbelievable movie. It all starts following the events of Frankenstein. Frankenstein's on the run. Dr. Frankenstein, played by Colin Clive, they're looking for him. They're on the hunt. They cannot find the monster. Where is he? It's a great little movie. Great flick. There are a couple key scenes in this movie that now that we've just watched it, I want to talk about a little bit. A great scene, and so many people talk about this scene when they talk about The Bride of Frankenstein. Frankenstein's going through the woods. He comes upon a blind man. The blind man takes him into his house, and he doesn't judge Frankenstein. He can't see what he looks like. He can't see that he's a monster. The blind man brings him into his home. He feeds him. He teaches him how to eat, how to speak. He then teaches him how to smoke. And now he sees the fire. Frankenstein says, "No, fire, 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 fire." And the blind man proceeds to go, "No, fire, good, fire, good." So then Frankenstein smokes. He smokes and he goes, "Good, good." It is a great, great scene. Frankenstein then flees the house. Now, this movie is titled The Bride of Frankenstein. So you're probably thinking, okay, let's talk about the bride. The bride is played by Elsa Lanchester, and it is played fabulously. Interesting little fact, Elsa Lanchester is only in the movie for about 13 minutes. This is a movie called The Bride of Frankenstein. Carl Laemmle at Universal Studios, he gave us the Universal monster movies. He created the monster genre. So you think about the Universal monsters. Obviously, you think of Frankenstein. You think of the Wolfman. You think of the Phantom of the Opera. You think of Dracula. You think of the Invisible Man. There are so many just icons. You think of the Mummy. Okay? So they are all in their movies. They're featured in their movies heavily. Elsa Lanchester 13 minutes of screen time. And she is as iconic, or guess what? Maybe more iconic. Her performance in only that little amount of time she's on screen, it's that legendary. She is that captivating as the Bride of Frankenstein. We only see moments. Frankenstein comes back into the lab as the bride lifts her arm. She comes to life. Frankenstein finds out, oh my gosh, she's like me, or is this going to be a friend? He starts saying, friend, friend. No. Things go crazy. The bride looks at him and she kind of hisses, just like a cat hiss, to try to stay away from Frankenstein. This sets him off. He's not happy. We actually see the monster shed a tear. He then goes, he's going to blow up the lab. He pulls it, boom. The lab explodes. Frankenstein's final line, "We belong dead." That ends The Bride of Frankenstein. I highlight this movie, I show you this movie because the original Frankenstein is a classic. The Universal Monster movies, they are all classics. Bride of Frankenstein is so different. Absolutely, it's a classic. You're talking about a character that is the title character of a movie, The Bride of Frankenstein, and she appears for only 13 minutes. That is astounding. If you didn't watch Bride of Frankenstein, go watch it. Should you probably watch Frankenstein first? Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. But check out The Bride of Frankenstein. April 22nd, 1935 is when it hit our screens. And yeah, think of all the other monster movies there are. They're all excellent. Go check out all of them if you want. The Universal Monsters movies, they're essential to Halloween. They're essential to horror movies. And yeah, you might look back on them now and say, well, geez, this is a little cheesy. This isn't scaring me. They're not meant to. And let me tell you, I wasn't alive, but back then, they would scare you. I've been on the Universal backlot from the studio tour, working on that backlot. I've been to the location where they filmed many of these monster movies. It is incredible to see. If you haven't, go on the Universal Studio Tour. You can see them. You can see where they filmed Creature from the Black Lagoon. The pond is still there. It's right there. They point it out to you. You've got the legendary sets back there where Frankenstein filmed. You've got some scenes from Dracula, Mummy. They're all back there on that Universal backlot. Universal is a legendary place. And that's what makes Universal Studios Hollywood so special. You got that studio tour. It's really cool to see. And that is the home of all of the Universal monsters. If you liked Bride of Frankenstein, let me know. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies in the horror genre of all time. I think it's that great. I think it's that good. I hope you all enjoyed it. And now, let's see what we've got on the retro wheel. It's coming at you right now. All right, everybody, it is time once again for our retro wheel. Boy, we've been going back in time a lot. We went to Back to the Future, 1985, went to Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, and now we're back at our retro wheel. Let's see what we got here. We left it on the Golden Age. That's where we spun, and it landed last time. We took a spin, and it was at the Golden Age. What do we have this time? Now, reminder, the month of October, it is horror movies. It is Halloween movies. Let's see what we get. Let's get into a spin, folks. Here we go now. Let's see. We have got Pwamps pick. Let's think about this for a second. Now, this is tricky because I'm going to tell you now, everybody. Next week, I was going to have us all watch the original Halloween. Obviously, it takes place on Halloween in Haddonfield, Illinois. I was like, we're watching Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance. That's just so fitting to watch at Halloween. With a Pwamps pick here, No, here's what we're going to do. This is Pwamps pick. It is, okay? But what I'm going to do to get this movie in, because next week we are going to watch Halloween. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to just turn it back one more. Right there. and we're going to land on animated. Here's the movie we're going to watch. Many of you have probably seen it. If you haven't, you are missing out on a Halloween classic. We're going to be watching the movie Monster House. This is with Steve Buscemi and Mitchell Musso. It's an animated movie from the early 2000s. It is one to watch. It's a great little movie about a group of kids who they believe their neighbor's house is alive. And guess what, folks? It might just be. Monster House. Tune in, watch it. If you like what you saw today, why don't you do me a favor? Click subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Why don't you leave me your favorite Diane Keaton movie? Are you excited about Halloween next week? Are you excited to watch Monster House this week? What'd you think about Bride of Frankenstein? Are you ready to go back to 1985 and watch Back to the Future? How about Black Phone 2? Have you seen it yet? What did you think? Folks, that's the show. We will see you on Monday for the sports show. And guess what? We are now officially going to be on TikTok as well. That's the Pwamps show for this week. It's Friday, October 17th. We will see you all on Monday. Enjoy. Have a great weekend, folks. See ya.